Hi everyone, welcome back, and this is a year and a bit on my Mark 1 MX5. So the original idea for the video was going to be actually 1 year on, but we know everything that's been going on in the world at the moment, not being able to meet up, so this is the first time we're down to meet up. Lovely weather, roof down, it's the best time to enjoy the car. So we're going to go over everything I've done, and the car's come a long way. It's a 1991 Unos, it was imported in 2001, I bought it in January last year, just before everything got a bit crazy. Had some stuff for it in the summer, and basically been modelling it throughout. So let's start at the front. So starting at the front of the car, you can see there's a few visual things. Little cheap GV splitter, duck tow hook which says turbo powered duck, but we don't have turbo yet. Change the number plate out, you'll see in the original footage how horrible the bar was. I've not filled in the holes yet because there's still stuff to come for this car. You've seen us installing the custom 3D printed TSIs, these are all sequential. And coming back to the front of the car, so I've got some GV headlights installed, the Halo ones, because they're just a lot better. You can't actually see anything properly with the standard ones, well the ones I had you couldn't anyway. And if you come to the front and on top, you can see, so you've got a vent on the top. And moving to the power plant of the car, so it's a standard 1.6. Again, I've built this little panel, obviously you know that about the airflow panels. The next thing I'm buying, so please don't comment about it, is a new radiator because it's needed, it's brown, it's going to die soon. A couple of the hoses have been changed. I've got a full hose kit to do, but I'm going to do that when I do the radiator. Standard little pod filter, pretty cheap and easy. And hopefully you can see the 421 manifold that's also in the engine bay. Well, that runs right the way down through a decat to a Malian exhaust, which you'll see the video of, and it sounds great. On the top you can probably see, we'll go over these now. Got some Tyne Advanced Z's, again there's a photo of that, there's a video of them. Tyne Advanced Z's all round, gives the car its nice little low profile. I found them really quite nice, fully adjustable. Yeah, they're really actually quite nice for just daily driving. Haven't used it on track yet, but I've heard good things, and basically turn the dampening right the way up and we should be able to get some nice fast tracks. So coming down from the suspension, comes down to our brakes. So the brakes are actually the upgraded 1.8 brakes, so not the 1.8 SVT, they're just the 1.8 instead of it being the 1.6 brakes that were on there. And then holding them are the JR3s in matte black. They're 7J wide but ET35. I probably could have gone a little bit wider, but I just didn't want to have to worry about scraping and rolling, and didn't really fancy rolling the arches. Is it a future thing? Maybe. I don't know if it's needed though. Can always put a small little spacer on if I fancy it. And then for tyres, I'm running Toyo Proxy TR1s. Really good tyre, very impressed with them. They grep up really nicely. Probably I was looking at going for the R888Rs, but for it being stock it's just unnecessary. When it gets turboed, R888Rs probably are going to be the way it goes, but we'll get to that. The tyre specs themselves are 195 by 50 by 15, obviously, because they're 15 inch. Moving along, got it in, it's just wrapped, it's nothing special, so it's just wrapped. Got the racing style wing mirrors, again there's an install video on them. I think it changed the look completely from the little white blobbly ones to these quite sleek looking. Running down, again the side, you've just got some side skirts, and side skirts are quite cool. They're pretty simple, cheap and easy to put on. and again there's a video on that if you want to see them. So along with some stickers and stuff on the car, Form 7 Performance, if you want to get some parts, hit them up, you can get the manual exhaust and a lot of the time parts. Pretty much most of the things for this car you can actually get, and you'll get a little discount if you use the discount code in the bottom. We've also got the bring back neon stickers because we've got neons. Neons are really cool. You can't really see them a huge amount in the light, but in the dark, as you'll see here, it just looks so good. And so moving around to the rear, we've got a delete of the aerial. This is a new mod to me. Don't know where it's gone, it's fallen off somewhere, so you can probably see the spoiler. It kind of gives it away. I've made some little custom wingtips for it. It's first sort of time giving it a little play of cutting through and making it all, but actually I'm quite happy with how it comes up. It looks really good. I've got a perfectly paint matched boot, as you can see, because the boot I had beforehand had the rack on it and I didn't really like it, so I swapped it with something, I had a black one. And then put the spoiler and everything on, and then realised that when I was trying to paint it, I'm not very good at painting. But we'll get round to colour and stuff of the car at the end for future plans anyway. Running down, we've got some little custom lights inside of the side lights. I've done these little rings. Coming down past some really cool stickers. Again, all available if you want some stickers from Illustrious Decals. The Malian exhaust, what it really gives it's the throat, and you get some lovely pops and bangs, burbles pretty much every time you come off the accelerator as it brings it down through the revs. You get a nice little burble. And then little tow hook, because you need a JDM tow hook. If you see the bottom of the wing, that actually says Big Wang Gang, or Big Wango Gango in Japanese, according to Google's Translate, so that's kind of why that's on there, and I think it actually looks really smart. So working our way into the interior, the first thing you see when you open the door is the custom door card that I've done. There's a video on that. It's really cheap and easy to do, quite fun actually, quite enjoyed doing it, but it's just some fake leather and some fake Alcantara sort of thing, little tow hook, and yeah, works quite well. And now when you're in the car, we've got some Cobra Monaco S seats. I picked both up for 60 quid, and then all I needed to do was make some sort of pads, because basically the padding was completely gone. So I've just made some pads out of some foam and a little cover, and that's on both sides, and that's allowed me to sort of adjust how high and low I want to sit, which is actually really quite smart. And we've just got some red harnesses. We're going to get some OMP ones very soon, some 3-inch ones, that's the plan. So yeah, just got to wait for them to either turn up or yeah. Now coming down to this floor, these were gifted to me, these Roadster mats. If you're on the Rare and Vintage MX5 page, you realise that they're on there quite a lot. But Chris, thank you very much for gifting these to me. They're being used quite well. They need a good clean. The whole car needs a proper good clean, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, got the original sort of style Roadster mats instead of the shitty ones that were in there beforehand. Coming up to the front of the car, OMP steering wheel with a little quick release. And unfortunately, no ding, but that's okay. Then move that way out of the way. So again, Alcantara covered, and actually up to the cluster. Again, there's a full video on doing the cluster. It's a laser beam Miata front. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a video on it for the actual red. And then we've got some purple and red lights actually on the inside again, all inside that video of us customising the cluster. I think it looks really cool. I quite like it. So, and coming across to the centre of the tombstone. Tombstone's just been painted red. I've got some really cool new vents, which will be in a video probably after this one that comes out, and they're really fucking cool. So there'll be a link in the description for them. Again, similar thing to the red on here. Done it on here just because it looks so much better. And then we've got a little 7-inch screen, which was needed because it looks it looks much better than what was there. It was needed. Everything that was there was kind of just jumping about and falling out. At least this is kind of held in and secure with the Jazz surround. Again, there's a full video on that as well. Coming to the centre, we've got a short shifter, which was gifted me by George because we tried to fit in his, and his was a 6-speed and didn't work. So yeah, nice little short shifter. And then and connected to the short shifter, we've got a matching pair of gear knob and handbrake, and then you've just got some gaiters in there. I'm probably going to change these up. I'm not a massive fan of them, but they were cheap at the time, so I just brought them. And in the centre, we've got a little control box that I still need to finish off and paint and right what they're for, but that's for the neons and that's for the interior lights, which you can see. Probably not. So yeah, coming down again, fire extinguisher that's mounted to the floor, which I made the mount myself because you need to be able to reach it, and also I didn't really like the idea of it sitting up on the roll bar. Speaking of the roll bar, we've got a roll bar. I don't know what brand it is. I think it's a GR one, but I'm not too sure. I picked it up when we were on holiday and then brought it back from Cornwall in the back of the IB for when we were on holiday, and Sean wasn't too happy, but race car. And that's kind of the interior itself. It's still got the standard vinyl roof. I want to get a mohair one, but money unfortunately is the contributing factor of why it's not done yet. And there's so many other things I want to do to the car. So that's kind of a quick run through of what I've done in the last year and a bit of ownership. There's a lot more to come. I'm going down the turbo route because everyone has to, and stew noises are really, really nice. There's a few other things that are going to come through. A lot of it I'll try and film, and if you want to watch anything more in depth, there is a playlist which will be probably linked at the end of the video and down below, which will run through all of the videos that are on this car. If there's anything specifically you want to see about it, then let us know, and we can obviously film that as well. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please like, comment, rate and subscribe. Let us know what you want to see on the channel, and yeah.
You